ఎవరికి వేతనం తగ్గడం లేదు. మీరు 10 రోజు ఉండండి, పే స్లిప్ వస్తాయి అంతే కదా, ఈ నెల జీతాలు వస్తాయి. అప్పుడు ఆ పే స్లిప్ పాత పే స్లిప్స్ కంపేర్ చేయవచ్చు. నెంబర్ 2, మీరు బ్రాడ్లీ చూస్తే 30% డిఏ కంబైన్ అయింది, 23% ఇంటరిమ్ రిలీఫ్ ఫిట్మెంట్ కంబైన్ అయింది, -27% ఇంటరిమ్ రిలీఫ్, 23% increase. HRA on the new slab 2 to 5% reduction, 20% increase. Broadly, as a generalization, as an average, 20% increase. So 62,000 crores are self-generated revenue on the state-owned revenue. Corona lakpothe, this would have touched 98,000 crores. So meeku presentation lo vastayi. The first part is this: our own revenue is down because of Corona. The other thing which is different is, again, Omicron is going to come. It is coming. It has already come. Anduvalla Omicron also is going to give a big hit on our revenues. When ee paristhiti lo, how to balance between giving something to employees and to the people? There are people schemes. So how to do a balance between these two? This is what the government has done. And in this context, how to balance to give the right amount of increase to the employees, to the officers, and to the people, and to do public works, infrastructure works. So basically, budgeting and PRC is balancing this only. So how do you balance this? The outcome ante is a result of this balance. You could always say you got to give in more, but then something has to be taken away from somewhere. Look at it holistically. If you look at it as a system where there are all these groups of people whose needs have to be met, how do you balance it? Keeping that in view, this is the way to optimize it. So we did an optimization, and all these things, Honorable CM also held detailed discussions. He went through each and everything. He developed such insights into this, and then this balancing act was done in a holistic fashion. We have given a lot of benefits despite Corona. 17,000 crores was given as interim relief. The philosophy of interim relief is PRC delay అవుతుంది అందువల్ల మధ్యలో కొంచెం రిలీఫ్ ఇవ్వాలి. ఆ రిలీఫ్ అంటే ఇంటరిమ్ రిలీఫ్. ఇంటరిమ్ రిలీఫ్ is never a part of salary. You cannot call interim relief a part of salary. On top of that, you get DA for increase in prices. So interim relief was given 17,000 crores, and this interim relief always adjusted against DA or against the arrears. Adi GO lo kuda undi, original interim relief GO lo. So the philosophy of interim relief is that PRC delay avutundi, ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో యాజ్ అన్ ఇంటరిమ్ ఈ మధ్యలో ఇంటరిమ్ రిలీఫ్ ఇస్తున్నారు. 17,000 crores had to be adjusted. So when you compare the pay scale, మా pay scale as on 1/9/2018 and today, దాంట్లో డిఏ యాడ్ చేస్తే ఈ రోజు కూడా డిఏ యాడ్ చేస్తే ఎంత డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంది. And as we have done calculation for all employees there, if you compare those two, there will be no decrease in the gross salary being taken away by any employee. In fact, I would also say if you add the interim relief, there will be no reduction. That very soon will show you the data. We have run these scenarios on our systems of all the employees, and this is what has the result. So no employee. Now, if you go into that modulo that this HRA has increased, this HRA is a different matter. Something will increase, something will decrease. But you should see overall what has happened, the holistic picture. Has it increased or has it decreased? That is what should be seen. Then you are getting DA also on top of that. So it is not that, the increase in prices were not factored in and other things, or it was ignored. The HRA now, as a conscious decision, we are moving towards the Government of India pattern, where a lot of states, big states like UP, etc., are already following the Government of India pattern. So based on that, this Government of India pattern. You could also say that you IAS officers are getting more money. That is also not correct. On that also, orders are being given. We will be treated on the same plane as all other employees. No longer IAS is that heaven born that you will not be treated. That also is happening. Now PRC, besides interim relief, there are several other benefits given. time scales for contract employees, home guards increase in salary, A&Ms increase in salary. So many things were given, all these are listed out. Now, the gratuity was increased. So it is like this. In pension also, there was a pattern of increasing pension after 70 years, 80 years. కానీ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా కూడా ప్యాటర్న్ ఉంది. సో గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా ప్యాటర్న్ ఫాలో చేస్తున్నాము. ఎందుకు? గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా పిఆర్సి ఈజ్ a 3-member PRC. They do a more technically professional job than a 1-member PRC of the state government. So when government of India can say that this much pension you will get more after this many years, what is the argument against following it? Then if you look at the small print, the medical allowance for pensioners, all that has increased. The small print of that, if you see, that has increased. The minimum time scale for the really poor, who are they? The poor has now been increased to 20,000, right? Now 20,000. Outsourcing and contract who would usually not be part of PRC, వాళ్ళకి తర్వాత డబ్బు ఇస్తాం, వాళ్ళు కూడా ఇప్పుడు నుంచి ఇస్తున్నాం. They are the maximum affected in this time of crisis of COVID. Look at it holistically. In life also, we lose something, we gain something. You have to look at the net. That is one. No employee's gross salary will be reduced. If you are taking 10,000, you are going to get more than 10,000. If you go and look into that, something is increased, something is reduced. That will happen. That will always happen. Everything cannot increase. And most important, you are in a big economic system. Our economic system chuste, this is the best alternative. The optimization which all of us have done under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister. Now look at the retirement age. We are the first state in the country to realize that the average death rate is increasing. People at 60 are willing to work, are fit to work and have a fund of competencies. So why not use it for another 2 years? So we are doing that. Now you could say employment is coming down. No way. 15,000 people were recruited in the village and ward secretariat. Look at the health and education sector. All of you will agree at this point the country requires very healthy and educated people. Look at our expenditure on health and education. So just to say that we have not done that is not correct. And third, look at the direct benefit transfer schemes. Look at US. They gave $6,000 direct benefit transfer like a country like US. So direct benefit transfer is the thing when you have such a big pandemic throughout the world like COVID. A child who has not studied for 2 years, whose brain has not developed, is not healthy, is irreversible. The child cannot, those 2 years will never come back to the child. Whole life the child will have less opportunities to progress in life. So again I tell you, look at the philosophy of the thing, look at it in a holistic way, see the data, make your analysis and then see how within the framework it comes.